Good morning. Work today, back to regular schedule and grind. I'm running 10 minutes behind. If you guys have not heard the Black Panther album yet, it's really good. Different, got a lot of good beats on it. Kendrick Lamar's on. All right, so story time. So the story of the hardest and stupidest mistake of my life that essentially changed my life for the better. Before New Human, before a lot of the good things started happening, I had two jobs. I got a job at the Grand Bohemian. The hotel is pretty awesome, but they definitely pay their employees nothing for what they do. Like, I'm talking about a raise every year is 25 cents. So don't support their ethics. Our 4 floors, 120 rooms, so you're non-stop like running a relay. Shout out to Veronica and Cody. Shout out to Spencer too. What's up, Spencer? Lived in a trailer. Our rent was like $600, but at the time when you work like a minimum wage job and you have to pay a car payment, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay all the other bills that go with it and gas, that is really that's as cheap as you're gonna get in Nashville, but it's also not the easiest rent to pay when you're broke. 40 hours at the Grand Bohemian. I worked 25 hours at Zaxby's. Of course I didn't make enough money there either. I was so frustrated with working non-stop. I literally would go to work at 8 a.m. in the morning to the Grand Bohemian, work there full 8 hours a day, then drive over to Zaxby's in 5 o'clock traffic, work there until 10:30, and then drive home. Eden's in bed, Laura's asleep, and I'd wake up and do it again. And not only that, I'd wake up a little bit early in the morning and do freelancing. I couldn't see my family, which was the thing that irritated me the most. I had a son, I had a wife, and they never saw me. And at the end of the day, it still wasn't ends meet. And this is all while Benchmark was cutting off our car every week. Oh my God. They pay for a house for rent for $500, have a huge yard and a pond in the back. Maybe we should move from Asheville and start over in Kentucky. Pregnant with King, maybe 7 months. And on the first, when it was time to pay for rent for our trailer, all we had were the 2 checks from Zaxby's and the Grand Bohemian, which amounted to like $650 or something. We take that $650, get a U-Haul. Laura let her mom know what was going on and let her know that she'd be staying with her until I was able to figure out a place in Kentucky. Alex wanted to see if he can get me a job at the tire place he worked at. He'd come in on as like an intern. I worked for like 2 weeks there, and take it that this drive was an hour and a half to his job, an hour and a half back every day. And I worked for free, hard work, so that sucked. Wasted 2 weeks doing that. So I applied at this temp agency. To my surprise, they gave me a call back like 2 days after. All I had when I got to Kentucky was, I think, $50, and I saved that. I saved it. I did not spend it on anything because I knew I would need it for something, which I did. I had to buy boots. It was really fucking hard work, like 12 hours minimum, lifting 150 pound hoods and doors non-stop. I drank like 5-6 cups of coffee just to stay awake. It was the night shift, so it was 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. leaving the factory at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. just to drive home in a place I didn't know for an hour and a half, sleepy, 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 tired as hell. It rained almost every single day I was there, and making sure I got home safe. Just to go to sleep for 2 or 3 hours, wake up, call Laura, see how she's doing. She's doing terrible. Just to wake up for Alex to go to work at 8 or 9 a.m., drive with him and do it all over again. So skip ahead about a month and a half. I'm finally about to get my first freaking check from this place. And factories, don't get it wrong, they pay you, and they will continue to pay you, and they will pay you overtime, which is great, but you're a slave to it, and you just never ending. So anyways, I raced all the way there, scared as hell I was going to miss my son's birth, and thankfully I made it just in time. That day was one of the happiest, beautiful days of my life. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I don't want to miss the first days of my son's life. And I didn't have a job when I got back. I said, okay, well, if I'm starting from ground zero, I've learned my lesson. I'm starting from ground zero back in Asheville, where my family is. So I got back to Asheville. I saw Rodney. Let me see if I can get you a job at another factory. And you know what? I didn't even bitch and complain about it. I said, bet, let's do it. At least I'd be in Asheville with my wife, with my kids, around the people that I love. So I slaved at Continental for a couple of months. He pushed 2,000 brake calipers. Hey, I printed out my resume, took it to Starbucks, got hired on the spot, took it to Office Max, got hired a week later, and had 2 jobs that weren't factory. Starbucks paying me $10 an hour. And you know what? Even though I had those 2 jobs, I was so appreciative of those positions. They may have been like close to minimum wage or not that much, but I had a newfound appreciation, and that's what today's video is about. It's about going through the hardest parts of your life to come back on the other end, to be able to understand what, one, you have to do, and appreciate what you already have, and stop searching for what's next. Starbucks ended up leading me to New Human, and that is where we are almost now. Man, what a day. I am so tired. Laura's been home with the kids all day, regular day, so I'm going to cook some pork chops and mashed potatoes. Get a little shape up. I know this is getting a little ragged. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all that patchiness. Dinner's all prepped. Jacob, thank you for the coffee filter. I needed it. All day, all day, all day. TV. Ouchie! Let me see your boo-boo. Okay, no boo-boo. That's how you do it. No boo-boo. Uh-huh. All right, 1, 2, 3. Laura did it. Yes, thank you, Laura. So the moral of the story is to, when you're having to go through a struggle, embrace it, accept it, do the hard work, get through it, and you'll come out of it, and you'll come out of it for the better. Never go back to that place again and see those signs of when things are going downhill and how you can adjust and correct yourself to continue the velocity. Just keep on doing it to the fullest. All right, guys, I will catch you tomorrow. Peace. This?
This.
Okay, Puss in Boots it is. I doubt you're gonna wanna watch that, but we'll put it on for you.